Alright guys, so I'm going to be going through a specific part of the book that I wrote. It's specifically for marketing, med spa clinics. Anyone in the medical field who's looking to increase their patients. Is actually called 10x your clients. Get more clients than you could possibly handle. That sounds like a scam, but as you'll see through my information and the massive amount of value I'm going to be providing in this video, you're going to see that it's not a scam. So just buckle up and let's get straight to it. Right, so I want to talk about a very specific strategy actually when it comes to burning money on fire, right? So that's what a lot of you guys do. You actually like to burn your money on fire, and I'll explain to you why. It comes down to having conversations on your phone, right? So let's just talk about the phone call, right? And why you should be tracking your phone calls, and you should be really just essentially just tracking how many phone calls you get coming in. Because listen, let me explain something right now. So I have a team of around 6 people making over 1,500 phone calls per day to people in your industry, right? People in the medical field. We're calling people across the country. I'm talking about every state and every major city in every major state, right? So there's 50 states. You could imagine there's 5 major cities per state. We're calling everyone across the nation, and most of these people don't even call back. And imagine if I was actually a patient or a potential clientele and I called the clinic and you didn't pick up, you didn't call me back, you didn't check in, you didn't message me, you didn't see. That's money being burnt on fire. And the reason why is because people are calling to ask about your services. They might want to book, your services right there. They may have their money, their wallet, their credit card right there to pay, and you just don't pick up your phone. Right, so I'll give an example of someone who didn't pick up the phone, one of our clients, right? And so we started tracking the amount of phone calls that they got, and they were getting quite a lot of phone calls actually. They had really good SEO, and SEO is a form of indirect marketing. So I'll explain a little bit about SEO actually. SEO is really good for building up those phone calls, because obviously you want people calling your business, and a great way of doing that is by ranking high on Google. And when you build up SEO, it puts you higher than the other competitors in the area. Hence, more people are going to call you opposed to your competitors. So having good SEO is a very good form of marketing, but it's indirect. And what I mean by indirect is that you can't get an input and an output. So you can't put 1,000 and then get 3,000 out. It's very hard to track. Direct marketing is more like Facebook ads, SMS marketing. Like you just have a clear cut, like, okay, this X equals Y, right? That's direct marketing. But back to the example of phone calls. With this specific example, a potential client called the clinic. They didn't pick up, but we tracked the data and we called them back 3 times. 3 times, right? Not once, not twice. 3 times it took to get this person on the phone. And that person converted to a lifetime value of $2,649. So imagine if we only called twice. Imagine if we called once. Imagine if we never called, right? Money being burnt on fire, or money just being left on the table. So I really want to emphasize to you guys the fact of tracking your calls. Really get a good software, or just in general, just make sure you know who's calling you. If anyone calls your phone, that's money calling your phone, right? If you're looking at your business, you're looking at your clinic, and you're thinking, okay, why am I not generating as much sales this quarter or this year as last year? It's probably just has to do with your call logs, right? So really look at ways to start increasing your calls. Look at ways to pick up your calls. How many times are you calling your customers? I would say a minimum of 4 to 5 times, right? If someone calls you, you text them and you call them at least a minimum of 4 to 5 times. That might sound needy, but it's essential. If they're calling your business, that means that they have a high interest. That's a warm call. That's not a cold call. That's a warm lead, ready to pay you money, right? Or just ready to learn about your business. They're taking time out of their day to call you. So don't feel shy. Don't feel weird about calling them 4 to 5 times. Like, trust me, that's something that you need to do. That's the money right there. So if you're looking for money in your business, boom, that's where the money is. And so let's talk about how you can actually start generating calls, because that's half the battle. Just getting someone to call your clinic is half the battle. So I'll kind of give you a little explanation. So here's kind of obviously I highlighted the phone call, but we'll talk about running compelling advertising, and this is direct marketing, right? There's 3 components when it comes to running compelling ads, and that is obviously the ad, then you have the landing page, and then you have the sales mechanism, which is actually the follow-up and the call. I don't want to dive too much in depth because obviously I'm going to be launching a lot more content, but let's just talk about the sales mechanism as we are on the topic of phone calls, right? So imagine you've got this system, right? This is kind of what it looks like from a visual representation of one of our clients. You know, you have the ad, boom, people see, they click through, 1,000 people click through. Okay, wow, I want this offer. 200 people leave their information. Actually, no, 200 people click through, 1,000 people see the ad, 200 people click through, and then 50 people leave their information. The key thing is when you're doing key KPIs, key performance indicators, you look at the data. How can I actually increase this? How can I make this 200 to 250? And how can I make this 50 people leaving information to 70 people leaving information? So you could imagine just increasing that percentage by just a little bit can massively increase your sales, right? Which is drastically important. Ignore that sound. That's someone just entering the building. We've got a lot of people coming in the office right now. But yeah, so the ways that you actually increase the KPIs is by just, you know, improving the offer, improving the flow, just a lot of variables. We'll go into that later, but we're talking about the golden follow-up system right now, right? So this is in our CRM system, Go High Level, and essentially what we're doing here is we're showcasing how many times we followed up with this one client right now. This is for one of our clients. And a patient filled out their information on the ad, which is direct marketing. They put their phone number, they're qualified, potentially qualified, right? Because they answered a few questions. You're not gonna just answer a few questions and leave your phone number if you're not interested in a service, right? Unless you like wasting your time, which a lot of people I don't think like wasting their time. I'll be surprised, but yeah, so we sent them 3 messages before they even responded to us. Obviously, you know, you don't wanna come off too corporate, and that's what we don't do. You know, like one of the messages was, hey, I saw you signed up for our offer, but it looks like we haven't been able to get you set up with a kickoff call. Kind of just, you know, just conversation, right? And we're just following up, just trying to get them to respond, and boom, they respond, right? And then from there, you know, we just try and get them locked in. That's the whole aim of the game. Just get them locked in, because there's no point of having a phone number, having someone interested in conversation, and they don't come into their clinic ever, right? So that's why it's so important to have these systems. These are all automated, right? We automate the systems, because imagine if you have 100 people leaving their phone number and you have to have 100 conversations whilst also managing your business. It could be a pain to do that simultaneously, right? Because you obviously might, a lot of people in the medical field, especially in the clinic field, they actually are the doctor themselves, right? So they'll be running around. So doing this simultaneously could be very, very stressful. So having systems in place, automated systems and automated workflows are so essential, right? So there's systems that set up to just have conversations, just to lock them in. And so just keeping track of the data. Like when I told you, track your data, it's so important. And follow up on the calls, follow up on you're leaving money on the table. And if you could take one thing from this video, I would say is to follow up, right? Follow up and just track the data. Track how many people are calling your phone. Track where they're coming from. Just in general, just really just put some emphasis on that phone call. Yeah, put some real good emphasis, and you're gonna see a lot more money coming back in. And then obviously on the phone call, how can you make that experience better? You know, when we call a lot of these businesses, the experience of the phone call is just terrible. You know, the attitude on the phone, your tonality is so important. When you pick up the phone, you know, it doesn't matter. Even if you think it's a sales call, come in and just be nice, be kind on the phone. You never know who's calling your phone, right? The tonality, the opener, is making sure that your customers and your patients feel safe and they're happy to speak with you, and you sound, you know, enthusiastic. People, they have a hard time, you know, life's not easy. So being kind to them on the phone actually, you know, makes the whole experience better. And if you come off, you know, the wrong way on the phone, people are not going to want to do business with you, right? So it's so important to kind of just, you know, be aware, right? Just be aware. And that's all I want to say for this video. This is just a quite simple video. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below. My name is Rayon Javed. I am the CEO and co-founder of the W Media Group. I founded this business with my brother, and we're very passionate about marketing and business and just growth. That's what we're passionate about. We're passionate about growth. And if you want to learn how to grow your business, just please shoot me a text or message me on LinkedIn or Google my name, and you know, we can have a conversation and we can just see what happens. But take care and ciao.